Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Our summer-like weather returns. A flow coming out of the southwest ahead of a front means 90s for the next several days. I'll show you why it may not feel that hot.
And up for debate, state lawmakers addressing the death penalty and disaster relief today, how legislators are tackling crime while trying to hammer out a budget.
And searching for a link. The Trump administration is connecting Tylenol to a heightened risk of autism. How doctors say it is much more complicated than that. A lot to tell you about here on this Tuesday morning. Good morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock, and we're glad you're with us. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Michelle McConaughey. Yeah, really nice start to our Tuesday morning. You step outside, it's a little chill in the air. You're thinking fall is here. Yeah, no, not this afternoon. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner here in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. I mean, it's still summer out there.
Yeah, it feels like it, that's for sure. It's nice and comfortable this morning. This is a live look at downtown Raleigh, the legislative building, where it is 60 degrees and our dew point is 59. And this is the key to how it's going to feel this afternoon. When the dew point is in the 50s this time of year, it feels very comfortable. Now, the temperature is going to be hot at 90, but if you can find a shady spot, it'll feel a lot more comfortable than it would if it were July or August. Looking at August, however, we only had one day in the 90s. We've had a lot more days in the 90s this September. Our temperatures range from mid-50s to low 60s right now, and we keep it in the 60s and 70s all the way up until around lunchtime. A nice morning to get outside and exercise. Again, it will be fairly hot this afternoon, but the humidity remains low. We take a look at the tropics, and we have Gabrielle at Cat 4, but moving away from land, and it will dissipate in the next few days. This one has a 50% chance. This one is an 80% chance. This one we're watching closely. It may help to feed some moisture our way by the weekend. I'll show you what that could mean for us, Ken.
Elizabeth, 6:01 happening now. We have one crash to report on I-40 eastbound this morning, causing quite a bit of delays between Harrison Avenue and Aviation Parkway. Let's take you outside and show you what we're talking about. They're moving the cameras on me right now, but right now you see right off in the distance, there are some first responders working that crash scene this morning on I-40 eastbound near Aviation Parkway. As soon as they get the camera settled, we'll get some more eyes on it. But look at this. You're looking at a 14-minute delay coming into Raleigh this morning, so keep that in mind. You might want to use I-540 as an alternate route to get around the delays you're seeing there on I-40 eastbound. Over in Durham, though, no delays whatsoever on any of those major routes. You're getting ready to head into the car because of what's happening on I-40 eastbound. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. Crews were sent out this morning to check on train tracks in Raleigh after a car crash. This is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker on Nola Road near Hillsborough Street. You can see an SUV being loaded onto a tow truck after it crashed near the tracks. Raleigh police say there were no serious injuries and a train was not involved. Crews cleaned up the debris on the track. We're still trying to figure out what caused the crash.
Happening today, state lawmakers trying to hammer out several key bills at the state capitol. Members of the House are expected to take up a budget approved by the Senate. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live in Raleigh this morning. And Kelsey, one of the big pushes from lawmakers is funding for disaster relief.
Yes, Michelle, a spending plan for $100 million. That's the big topic of discussion for House leaders here at the legislative building this morning. Now, this is just a mini budget. Lawmakers still have not agreed on a larger, comprehensive budget. The Senate passed the bill unanimously yesterday, but it's likely to face some opposition in the House. Republican House and Senate leaders are at odds over budget details. This bill would provide $65 million for Hurricane Helene and Tropical Storm Chantal relief. It also proposes $35 million for new development at the Lenovo Center and other projects. Senator Phil Berger explains how the funding could be used at the Lenovo Center.
There are some transportation issues that need to be addressed as a result of some of the development that's been authorized by the Centennial Authority, and that's what that provision deals with.
Our NC Capitol team will be staying on top of what happens next for this legislation. We'll be sure to keep you updated. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
The State House of Representatives is also expected to take up several bills that address crime. Some of them are in response to the stabbing in Charlotte that left a Ukrainian woman dead. Arena's law would make it easier for judges to keep suspects in jail or committed to a hospital if they have a history of criminal behavior or mental illness. The original crime bill had support on both sides of the aisle, but a last-minute amendment from Senate Leader Phil Berger proposed to reinstate the death penalty. Most Democrats left the floor in protest.
That just led to a complete eruption among the Democrats, who felt it was an unfair move for him to make, that it was politicizing what had been some bipartisan agreement on this, and they said was just politicizing the tragedy of her death.
The State House is expected to meet this morning. Check WRAL.com for updates on which bills are sent to Governor Josh Stein's desk.
And Vice President J.D. Vance will visit North Carolina to talk about public safety after Zarutska's murder. Vance will be in the Charlotte area in Concord tomorrow. His talk will focus on public safety. This will be his first official trip to our state since becoming vice president. And coming up in just a few minutes, some North Carolina lawmakers pushing to end Planned Parenthood's status as a Medicaid provider. Details of this new bill and the response from Planned Parenthood.
Happening today, President Donald Trump is meeting world leaders in New York today, where he's set to speak to the UN General Assembly. The White House says he will tout U.S. strength, but it is unclear if he will say anything about the war in Gaza. At this point, around 80% of UN members are in support of Palestinian statehood. This comes after several countries recognized the Palestinian state over the weekend. This recognition is largely symbolic if the U.S. is not on board. Israel opposes a two-state solution. President Trump is also expected to meet with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky today as well. President Trump also plans to speak with Democrats on Capitol Hill this week to try to avoid a government shutdown. Sources say minority leaders Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries could meet with the president on Thursday. Democratic leaders say there have not been any negotiations with Republicans to avoid a shutdown. That deadline to reach a deal is October 1st.
Doctors are reacting to the Trump administration's announcement about Tylenol use during pregnancy and a possible link to autism. President Trump and Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. made the connection at the White House yesterday. They are strongly recommending that women avoid using acetaminophen, which is its official name, during pregnancy. We spoke with a psychologist who says the largest study to date found no causation between Tylenol and autism. Only a few small studies suggest a slightly increased risk. Medical researchers warn the causes of autism have long been complex.
It's been clear that there will not be a single cause of autism, that autism is likely caused by a combination of genetic and environmental factors. We don't actually know if the potential link between Tylenol and autism is because of infection or fever during pregnancy.
In a statement, Wake Med says the use of acetaminophen continues to be a safe option for pain relief during pregnancy. The CDC also continues to recommend the medication.
And I'm Laura Levine here in the WRAL Live Center this morning. All eyes on the stock market, particularly looking at the company that makes Tylenol, Kenvue, where we can see that it's actually making a comeback. This data showing early trading this morning, some gains here, almost 6% now. This comes after the company hit a record low when President Trump made that announcement yesterday, linking Tylenol to autism. Now, the record low yesterday was more than 7%, where you can see that decline when the stocks closed. But again, this morning, you can see that it's now bouncing back at nearly 6%. So the company right now really disputing any ties between the drug and autism. We're going to continue to follow the reaction here in the WRAL Live Center.
Thanks, Laura. Let's give you a live look at RDU Airport this morning. Today, the airport is inviting people to join the discussion on a possible recreation destination at what is now Lake Crabtree Park. Airport officials say it could include retail stores, water activities, and activities for families. Today's meeting will give people a chance to learn more about the project. The meeting is at the Laurel Hills Community Center from 4 to 7 p.m.
The Carolina Hurricanes are back in action for the first time since May. The Canes took on the Tampa Bay Lightning at the Lenovo Center last night in the team's first preseason game of the year. The Canes made it close late, but dropped the game 2-1. The Canes play again tomorrow night at home against the defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. The regular season begins October 9th against the New Jersey Devils at the Lenovo Center. And a tight game on Monday Night Football. The Detroit Lions and Baltimore Ravens enter the fourth quarter tied 21-21. The Lions exploded for 17 points in the fourth, and the Ravens could not keep up. Lions got the win 38-30.
Today, people in Johnston County can get help with the IDs needed for the upcoming elections. Today is the third in a series of voter photo ID events. Workers from the County Board of Elections will be issuing IDs to any voter who needs them. Today's event will be at the Smithfield Library from 10 a.m. to noon. The next one is scheduled for Friday at the Kenley Library. Covering Cumberland County, the Hope Mills Community Library will be closed for renovations for the next few days. The library will be undergoing renovations through Friday. It's expected to reopen on Saturday.
Future of Planned Parenthood. Some state lawmakers want to ban the organization as a Medicaid provider. The reason behind the push and the pushback from Planned Parenthood itself.
Cutting wait times. State lawmakers say they have plans to speed things up at the DMV. The changes that could be on the way.
And more changes weather-wise. It's going to be a hot afternoon from a nice, comfortable morning. We're going to climb to 90 this afternoon. I'll show you why it'll be so hot and how long this pattern will last.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:14, we're looking at some sunshine out there this morning. It's a comfortable start as the bus pulls up this morning. Temperatures are going to be in the upper 50s to low 60s, which feels great. This afternoon, though, temperatures are going to climb up to around 90 degrees. Once that bus pulls up to the bus stop this afternoon, looking at 89 degrees. So temperature for the high likely to be right around 90, which is well above normal. Our normal high for today is 81. But the thing that's going to be different about today versus what we might see in July or August is the humidity. Our humidity is going to be fairly low for today. We do still have a string of 90-degree days, though, in our forecast today, tomorrow, and Thursday. But once we get toward the end of the week, Thursday in particular, as well as Friday and Saturday, our temperatures will start to drop as we have a good chance for rain. Thursday's chance 30%, 60% on Friday, but rain could linger through Saturday. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. That crash that we've been telling you about that was causing a delay between Harrison Avenue and Aviation Parkway has cleared the traffic flowing nicely in all directions. Those are the eastbound lane coming toward us this morning. We're seeing a little bit of a slowdown on that southern loop of the Beltline around South Saunders Street right now. You're looking at a 3-minute delay, even though you're seeing that it's fire red on that southern loop, but just a 3-minute delay at this hour at the southern loop of the Beltline.
Ken, thank you. Some state lawmakers are pushing to end Planned Parenthood's status as a Medicaid provider. The group offers a range of services related to reproductive health, including cancer screening, infection testing, and abortions. It has become a target of people who oppose abortion. But state funding does not pay for abortion services. Republican lawmakers say they want to end Planned Parenthood's Medicaid contract anyway because they don't trust the organization. Planned Parenthood pushback during yesterday's legislative meeting.
The reason that I don't think that Planned Parenthood should be providing these services is because I think that they indoctrinate.
Cancers will go undetected, STIs will go untreated, and people will not be able to get the birth control they need to plan their families and their futures.
Lawmakers could send the bill to Governor Josh Stein's desk as early as this week.
State lawmakers are eyeing new changes to speed up lines at the DMV. WRAL has reported extensively on problems with long waits and slow service at the Department of Motor Vehicles. The state Senate voted unanimously to approve new fixes. That includes letting more people renew their driver's licenses online without needing to go in person. It would also let teenagers get provisional licenses more easily without needing to log a certain number of hours. The bill now goes to the State House.
Hurricane Helene was North Carolina's most damaging storm. Now WRAL marks 1 year since the disaster with a new documentary focusing on families and communities changed forever. Helene caused $60 billion in damages from catastrophic flooding and mudslides. Our WRAL documentary team investigates the impact the delays in funding from the federal government is having on communities.
To receive billion-dollar increments for a $60 billion disaster, that's going to take a long time if we keep going at this pace.
The lawmakers have a pot of money that they haven't let go of. So there you go. That should be distributed to the people.
The documentary includes exclusive interviews with families still grieving and business owners trying to recover. Helene, What We Lost, What We Found airs this Thursday on WRAL TV and streams on WRAL.com, the WRAL News app, and WRAL's YouTube channel. It is 6:18 on your Tuesday morning. Let's get a check of the weather with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Feeling calm and comfortable out there.
It does. We'll take a live look here at the airport, and we're looking at mainly clear skies right now. As we look ahead this afternoon, we'll see partly cloudy skies. There's going to be a disturbance back to our west that sends some showers eastward into the Piedmont, but not necessarily into our area. There's 8, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Notice how that rain may affect the triad, but not us. We'll continue to see partly cloudy skies through the evening. Our next weather maker comes with a front that doesn't arrive until Thursday. Ahead of it, it is going to be hot today, tomorrow, and Thursday. High temperatures around 90 degrees. This one should bring us a good chance of rain. There are several systems that we've been watching over the last couple of weeks, kind of hoping for rain. So we're hoping again, but this one looks like it'll have a better chance. Right now, we're looking at high pressure. That's going to keep things fairly dry today. That high will slide eastward and help to increase our flow from the south, bringing us that warmth and humidity. We'll jump on out to Thursday morning, and we start off Thursday on the dry side, but that front will continue to slide eastward and help to push some moisture our way so that in the afternoon we'll have that chance for showers and storms. We do have a level 1 risk for severe storms on Thursday. I'll show you the outline of that. Then the front gets very slow moving over us. So we could see rain even in the morning on Friday. It could be a messy commute, and that rain could be heavy on Friday with that front stalled over us. Gradually, that front will slide out of here, but we still may be dealing with some rain on Saturday depending on how fast that moves. And one of the tropical systems could feed some moisture our way. At this point, it doesn't look like we're going to have a tropical system in place, but again, could push some more moisture in our direction to keep some rain around for Saturday. On Thursday, we have a level 1 risk, could see some damaging winds in the afternoon and evening. Right now, Friday looks like the best chance of rain, some scattered storms Thursday and Saturday. Rainfall for now all the way through the weekend could be anywhere from 1.5 inches to 2.5 inches of much needed rain. Friday and Saturday, we have a low level risk for flooding. Whew, a lot to talk about as we get through the next few days. Again, all that picks up on Thursday. Mostly the rain is over by Saturday, but we'll have an eye on the early part of next week as well. Ken?
Hi, Elizabeth. That's 6:20. We're going to start outside that southern loop of the Beltline I've been telling you about. These are the westbound lanes coming toward us at I-4 and Old Garner Road. There's some type of state DOT operation happening that's curtailing traffic in that inner lane right there. It's causing some delay in that area. You can see it right here, those delays, that red mark right there. In terms of major routes coming into the Raleigh right now, we're not seeing any delays, but that southern loop of the Beltline, you're looking at a 4-minute delay from Old Garner Road. But once you get past South Saunders, it's clear sailing all the way through. So keep that in mind as you're about to head out. Nothing that's going to really make you late this morning. Over in Durham, very little to no delays heading into Durham at this hour. You're getting ready to head into the car, though. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Thanks, Ken. Violent escape. 7 teens accused of attacking staff members in an effort to get out of a Raleigh mental health facility. How the hospital is responding after the latest in a series of breakouts.
And what's in your drink? New testing reveals lead was found in popular tea drinks. 5 on your side explains the results and what actions you should take. 7 teens are accused of attacking a staff member in their attempt to escape a Raleigh mental health facility. According to Holly Hill Hospital CEO, the teens attacked a staff member to get their keys and then kicked their way through a door to get out. 4 staff members were hurt. This is at least the 3rd escape from Holly Hill in the last 3 years. We've connected with dozens of current and former employees, patients, and parents, including Kristen Chavez Anthony. She says she's not surprised by this latest escape.
I saw it this morning when I first woke up, and honestly not shocked. It's unfortunate that, it seems protocols haven't changed. There hasn't been any reinforcement or anything for, their staff, anything like that. So it was sad, but not surprising.
WRAL Investigates sent several questions to Holly Hill CEO Lee Holston. She did not answer those questions specifically, but shared that the hospital implemented enhanced security measures after the escapes.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Tom Holland's onset injury and an all-star replacement at the Dawson's Creek reunion.
Yeah, Ken Smith's here now with What's Trending, Ken.
Yeah, Michelle and Renee, let's start with actor Tom Holland taking a break from filming the newest Spider-Man movie. Sources say he suffered a minor concussion on set. He was not hospitalized, though, but is stepping away from the production for now.
My goodness. I feel like you think of Spider-Man and then you think of Tom Holland. He's been in so many of them, but I hope he's going to be okay.
Yeah, his character is invincible, but clearly he's human and he's doing a lot of his own stunts. Work is expected to resume for Spider-Man Brand New Day in the next few days.
Yeah, and speaking of the show going on, James Van Der Beek was forced to step aside ahead of last night's charity script reading for the hit show Dawson's Creek, in which he starred for several years. The actor posted on Instagram he had to cancel due to illness. He did appear virtually, though, to introduce his replacement, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
My goodness. If there's ever going to be a replacement, that is,
how about that?
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy. And the script reading was to raise money for a cancer nonprofit. Last year, we know that Van Der Beek did announce he was battling stage 3 colorectal cancer. So we wish him all the best.
Ken, thank you. A big day for lawmakers. Disaster relief and the death penalty are just a few of the topics that lawmakers in Raleigh will be talking about today. How these bills could impact people in our state.
And recreation destination RDU planning for expansions at the airport. The new features on the way and how you can get involved in the conversation.
And it's a comfortable start this morning. The sun is coming up looking absolutely gorgeous. We're starting off in the low 60s at the bus stop this morning. When the bus drops kids off, it's going to be hot with a high of 90. But I'll show you why it won't quite feel like July coming up.